This subsection includes only power reducing formulas. And here are the power reducing formulas. Sine square u equals to 1 minus cosine 2 over 2. And cosine square u equal to 1 plus cosine 2 over 2. And tan square u equal to 1 minus cosine 2 over 1 plus cosine 2. So example 1. So when you use the power reduction formula, we're going to rewrite sine for 2x in terms of first powers of the cosine of multiple angles. So sine for 2x we can rewrite as sine squared 2x to the power 2. Using this formula, a to the 4 is a squared squared. Now we can let u is equal to 2x. And now we apply the power reduction formula sine square u equals to 1 minus cosine 2 over 2. We substitute u is equal to 2x where the u is here and here, and we get sine squared 2x equals to 1 minus cosine times 2x over 2. And we can 2 times 2x is 4x, so this becomes 1 minus cosine 4x over 2. Now to find sine squared 2x to the power 2, this suggests that we square this both sides. So you get sine squared 2x equal to 1 minus cosine 4x over 2 to the power 2. Now we square each side. So when you square, sine square becomes sine to the 4 2x. And this becomes 1 minus cosine 4x over 2 to the power 2. Now we expand 1 minus cosine 4x over 2 square is, we can square the denominator and square the numerator. Then we have 1 minus cosine 4x to the power 2 over 2 square. 2 square becomes 4. And 1 minus cosine 4x becomes 1 square 1. And cosine square of cosine 4x will be cosine square 4x. The middle term will be negative 2 times 1 times cosine 4x. So we rewrite in this place this one 1 minus 2 times 1 cosine 4x plus cosine square 4x. Now we simplify, so you get 1 minus 2 cosine 4x plus cosine 4x over 4. Now we factor out 1 over 4. So we have sine for 2x equal to 1 over 4, 1 minus 2 cosine 4x plus cosine square 4x. Now cosine has a second power, so we need to apply power reduction formula. So we can let u equal to 4x and substitute 4x in cosine squared u equal to 1 plus cosine 2u over 2 to get cosine squared 4x equal to 1 plus cosine 2 times 4x over 2, which is equal to 1 plus cosine 8x over 2. Now we rewrite this sine for 2x equals 1 over 4, 1 minus 2 cosine 4x plus cosine square 4x, and we substitute what we just obtained, cosine square 4x equals to 1 plus cosine 8x over 2. So this goes right in this place. So now we have a sine for 2x equals to 1 over 4, 1 minus 2 cosine 4x plus 1 plus cosine 8x over 2. Now we break it down into two fractions. So divide by 2 individually. So now we have 1 over 4, 1 minus 2 cosine 4x plus 1 over 2 plus cosine 8x over 2. Okay, now we combine all this, add and subtract. LCD is 2, so we convert 1 into 2 over 2 and 2 into 4 over 2 cosine 4x plus 1 half is okay, and plus cosine 8x over 2. Now we have same denominator. So now we combine and write the denominator once, and we add and subtract 2 minus 4 cosine 4x plus 1 plus cosine 8x. We factor out 2 and simplify this one. So you have 1 over 4 times 1 over 2. 2 plus 1 becomes 3 minus 4 cosine 4x plus cosine 8x. So now we have 1 over 8 bracket 3 minus 4 cosine 4x plus cosine 8x. So all the cosine has a single power, so we are done. So that's the result of sine 4x to the 2x equals 2. Okay, so here is an example 2. When we rewrite the sine square 5x cosine square 5x in terms of first power of cosine x. So in sine square 5x cosine square 5x, we can let u equals 5x. Now we can substitute u equal 5x in power reduction formula. Sine square u equals to 1 minus cosine 2u over 2. Cosine square u equals to 1 plus cosine 2u over 2. And we get sine square 5x 1 minus cosine 2 times 5x over 2. This simplifies to 1 minus cosine 10x over 2. And similarly, u changes to 5x, so it becomes cosine square 5x equal to 1 plus cosine 2 times 5x. Now we simplify to 1 plus cosine 10x over 2. Now we write this one here, sine square 5x cosine square 5x, and replace sine square 5x with 1 minus cosine 10x over 2, and replace the cosine square 5x with 1 plus cosine 10x over 2. Now we multiply 2 with a 2, 4, and multiply 1 minus cosine 10x with 1 plus cosine 10x. So this becomes 1 minus cosine square 10x. Now we factor 1, 4, and we have 1 minus cosine square 10x. We let u is equal to 10x now. We substitute u equal to 10x in power reduction formula, cosine square equals to 1 plus cosine 2u over 2. So we get cosine square 10x equals to 1 plus cosine 2 times 10x over 2, which becomes 1 plus cosine 20x over 2. Now we take this result, and with the cosine square 10x we write here, right there. So we get 1 over 4, 1 minus cosine square 10x replaced with 1 plus cosine 20x over 2. Now we subtract. So in order to subtract, we convert 1 into 2 over 2. So now we have same denominators. So we write the denominator once, we have a 2 minus 1, and this, since subtracting, plus bit changes to minus. Now we simplify, 2 minus 1 is 1, then 1 minus cosine 20x, and cube, yeah. So here is example 3. We're going to use the power reducing formulas. We're going to rewrite cosine 4x in terms of first powers of cosine of multiple angles. The cosine 4x, we can rewrite this as square of cosine square 4x. Using this idea, a to the 4 is a squared square. So now we let here u is equal to 4x. And this is the power reducing formula for cosine square u equals 1 plus cosine 2u over 2. So we substitute u equal to 4x. So this becomes cosine square 4x equals 1 plus cosine 2 times 4x over 2, which reduces to 1 plus cosine 8x over 2. Now we have a cosine square 4x, but we need to find cosine 4x. We know cosine 4x is a square of cosine square 4x. This suggests that we can square both sides. So we have this square of cosine square 4x equals 1 plus cosine 8x over 2. Now we can square each side. It becomes cosine 4x of 4x equals to square of 1 plus cosine 8x over 2. Now we square this one. Well, the 2 square become 4, and this become the square of 1 is 1. Square of cosine 8x becomes cosine square 8x. The middle term will be 2 times 1 times cosine 8x. We simplify, and it becomes 1 plus 2 cosine 8x plus cosine square 8x over 4 and factor out 1 over 4. So we have then cosine 4x equal to 1 over 4 brackets 1 plus 2 cosine 8x plus cosine square 8x. Now this cosine is the second power, we have to apply the power reducing formula on this one. So we can let u is equal to 8x and we substitute u is equal to 8x in this cosine square u equal to 1 plus cosine 2u over 2. So this becomes cosine square 8x equal 1 plus cosine times 2 8x over 2, which becomes 1 plus cosine 16x over 2. Now we substitute cosine square 8x in equal to 1 plus cosine 16x in this one, which we have written here. So this becomes 1 over 4 bracket 1 plus 2 cosine 8x. Cosine square 8x becomes 1 plus cosine 16x over 2. Now we break it down into two fractions. So 1 divided by 2, cosine 16x divided by 2. And we just copy 2 cosine 8x and 1 over 4. So LCD is 2, so we convert this into fraction as 2 over 2, convert this 2 into 4 over 2 cosine 8x. And we have 1/2 plus cosine 16x over 2. So now we have same denominator, so we can write the denominator once and add all these numerators. 2 plus 4 cosine 8x plus 1 cosine 16x. Now we can factor out 1/2, like this 1 over 4 times 1/2. And we simplify, our combined like terms, 2 plus 1 is 3, 4 plus cosine 8x plus 16x. And we multiply 1, 4 times 1/2, 1/8. So that's the answer to this cosine for 4x. 1 over 8, 3 plus 4 cosine 8x plus cosine 16x.